What up, YouTube? Merry Christmas. I'm Anwar,
What's up? It's Kevin. How y'all doing?
and welcome to the War Room, man. It's been a long time. Finally get a break from work, working these fucking 6 and 7 12s. Damn near living at work, man. So, got my man came over. Appreciate you coming through, my
Yes,
G.
sir. Happy holidays.
Hey,
My dog.
absolutely, my
Ready.
man. You know, this is my man Kev. This my partner for a long time. We just hanging out, finally catching up, watching the end of this Cavalier Golden State game. Golden State look like they're gonna pull it out. Obviously, 6 seconds left.
Warriors gonna take it.
Warriors gonna take it. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. We just gonna kind of rock out and let it ride. Just pretty much hanging out with my man. But yeah, like I was saying, looks like they're gonna finish it out. But you made a interesting comment before we got on. That doesn't it matter? Does it matter at this point?
It's early to see if this one affects June.
Right,
I think we'll see the same two teams in June, but I don't know if this result's gonna have any effect.
right.
We got to get Isaiah back out there. We got to get Curry back out there, and see what happens in the finals.
Right.
Part 4, man. There's some other teams in the way. I mean, you got Boston in Cleveland's way. You got Houston in the West. The Spurs are always a threat, but I think we'll probably see these two again.
When it's
round
all said and
4
done.
in
Yep.
June.
Yeah.
Warriors won today, but we'll see come June.
So who do you think, as far as the East, is really like a legit challenger, I guess,
I
to
absolutely
Cleveland,
think
if there is
Boston
one?
is.
Boston, right?
Boston is deep. Boston has a really good roster. They can make a run. And honestly, like serious threats, that's the only one. I think Toronto could maybe have a say. Washington, if they start rolling a little bit.
They gotta
but
get healthy too. They're hurt
probably
right
Boston's the only real threat.
now. Right. I feel like Toronto is gonna ultimately do the same thing. They're just gonna get to maybe some semifinal stuff at the very most, conference finals if they get lucky,
They fizzle out.
and then they fizzle out. Right. They're not somebody I'm really looking at as a viable threat. But Boston's looking tough. And I mean, especially as well as they're playing right now, to think if they had Hayward, who knows how well they'd be. Obviously, probably even better. I mean, it's probably hard to argue that they would be worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't see anybody else but them either. Really being a challenge.
They're saying Hayward could potentially come back for the playoffs.
That.
So
Seems like a risk to me. I don't know. I guess I don't really. It just looks so bad. But that late into the season, you're trying to get right, and the game's at a different intensity at this point.
absolutely, playoffs are a different level.
Right.
I think Boston will be a threat either way, though. I mean, if they can get Gordon back and incorporate him into the offense and the team, then he can be a weapon. But if not, I still think they're deep enough to at least be a threat to Cleveland. It's almost kind of boring, but it's interesting in the same sense. You know who the teams are going to be or have been for 5 years almost running. This will be year 4. But it's still interesting when you get there because it's that heavyweight fight.
Right.
You know.
And will they get there? Because sometimes that doesn't happen. But,
Yeah.
you get those situations for the most part, like you said. Inevitably, it should go down to Golden State and Cleveland and what's going to happen this time.
It looks
A
like
couple different players, guys have moved, added some new pieces, lost some pieces. Yeah, so I don't really see anybody in Cleveland's way. Continuity is going to obviously be an issue in trying to get that, especially with Isaiah, because they said Isaiah's ready any moment now, right?
a week or two he's back, so he'll be incorporated plenty of time for the playoffs.
That'll help lighten the load.
Absolutely. What do you think about the West, though? Is anybody gonna stop Golden State?
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to watch as much basketball as I like, but I've been just kind of keeping tabs, like watching the Bleacher Reports and whatnot. So I don't really have a real concise answer. I have seen it looks like Phoenix is tough right now. I know they won like 13 in a row. They ended up losing to somebody just recently, I thought, or somebody's streak had just got ended. Maybe that was Cleveland's. Cleveland lost to Indiana, but Houston had one. Are they still on one right now?
I think so, maybe 13 in a
Yeah,
row.
see, so I know they're right there.
Right,
So I vaguely know that they've been playing relatively well. I see Chris Paul got hurt again after just coming back from injury.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be tough. Uh, I I've been wanting to check Minnesota because I feel like they're not there, but they've got some good pieces that they can be a potential challenger in another year or so.
And they've been like the 4 or 5 seed almost all year. It's been Golden State, Houston 1 and 2 back and forth, and then San Antonio 3.
Right.
And Minnesota's actually been right there with them all season. So
Absolutely.
they're not a title threat yet, but they're building something.
And I think as long as you get in the dance, that's really all that matters. I think seeding, I mean, it's important. obviously, because you want to probably play the lower of the talent. But ultimately, if you're Minnesota or OKC at the 8th seed, I don't think that's somebody that Golden State wants to see right off the bat. You know, so I think it's going to be tough. It's obviously going to be way tougher coming out the West, but I think legitimately the only challenger will probably be Houston.
I think Houston and Boston are the next two best teams.
Yep, that's about it.
So, yeah, they could really challenge. I think for a team like Minnesota, for a team like Philly, maybe the Pistons,
Yeah,
it's important just to get in and actually get some playoff experience under your belt too.
get some wins.
If you can get 4, 5, 6 playoff games in,
Right.
You know, you can gain some experience.
Win a series, forward. Take another step.
Exactly.
Right.
Make it to the second round, and then you push for the conference finals, and then win titles from there.
Yeah,
you gotta take steps though.
I mean, speaking of the Pistons, I do know that we went on such a tear early on, and I think now we're just barely 500 or
started
right
out 14-6.
Right.
We were in like second place in the East, and then we lost 7 games in a row.
Yep, that was crazy.
7 straight.
We were right under Boston.
But we're actually maybe the 5 seed right now, and between maybe 4 and 7, 4 and 9, there's maybe a 2-game difference.
Wow.
So if we can keep winning close games, things like that, we can push for a 4, 5, 6 seed anyway, and get a better first round matchup than Cleveland or Boston, and try to win a series like you said.
So where do you see us? Like, do you think we're better than a 5?
We're actually solid. Maybe not better than a 5 because you got Toronto and Washington out there.
Philly,
but 5, 6.
Philly in some aspects is a little. They beat us.
Can we be better than Philly? Can we be better than Milwaukee? Can we be better?
Milwaukee's gonna be tough.
But that's the teams we're in with.
Chicago's been on a tear lately too.
Been running. Orlando was top 5 for a while.
See, and I shout out to Zell over there on that Chicago. Autographed as well. Zell. I saw him. He's on mine too. I picked him up off the waiver wire, but I seen Zell was in the Bleacher Report talking about he feels like Chicago's a viable threat. They've won 7 or 8 in a row, right?
Threat to what though?
I know.
I don't mean to say it like that. I rock Bulls.
He said apparently threat in the East. I love the confidence, but they won 7 or 8 in a row. They're getting it together.
Yeah.
I know, but you gotta love the confidence. My man said, threat to what? Who we got here right now? Oh, this is a good one. Washington and the Celtics. Great game.
This one and
this will be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kyrie's been on a tear. Absolute tear. I mean, now hindsight, at first I was like, yo, how do you leave LeBron? But I can see it. You're the point guard. He's not really the point guard, but he's a phenomenal facilitator, like we said before. But I see what Kyrie's vision is now. He's like, man, I know I can do this by myself, and I can
take it to another
level. So can't argue the results and argue the ideology behind it. Balling right now. I think it's fair to say he's the best finisher in the game at the point guard level.
At the point guard level, maybe him or Russ.
Yeah.
Finisher around the hoop. Yeah, him and Russ.
Russ is a beast on the dunking. But I mean, as far as if we're talking on a layup, up and under, manipulating his shot, Russ is there too.
I mean, Russ is going to get it in the hoop.
Regardless.
I'm not going to exclude the dunking. He's going to get it in the hoop.
Yeah, true.
Too, so, John Wall when he's healthy. But
Bradley Beal, Otto Porter. I like Washington's team. I play them a lot on 2K.
Trying to make a push for Boogie, man.
That would have been.
You can get Boogie. They said move Gortat and Kelly Oubre.
Yep, get him out of there.
Try to get Boogie.
Maybe give up a draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go get DeMarcus. Man, that's a formidable lineup. You got Beal, Wall. They played together in college anyways.
Kelly
Oubre.
That would be a hell of a top 4.
If you maybe say I know you're not leaving Calipari, but you've been rumored to have some interest in possibly wanting to come back and coach some of your players. We got 2 of them right here for you. Make them an offer. You never know. But yeah, Boogie would be a phenomenal pickup. And if you can't get Boogie, maybe you look at a DeAndre Jordan. But I like what Gortat brings, but that's obviously I think their weakest level. Maybe power forward, Markieff Morris. I don't think he's better than Marcus. Marcus was the one that was on our squad.
Yeah,
but Markieff is nice though. Al is a beast, and I mean the rookies are balling right now. Jaylen Brown and Tatum, Horford, arguably the best passing big man in the game. They got some really nice pieces. Those guys have stepped up. Like I said, considering you lose Hayward, they're gonna be tough. Aaron Baines, he was a solid player for us when we had him.
Marcus Smart coming off the bench.
Yeah, Marcus
They've
Smart.
got a really deep team. Like,
They
not
do.
just good, but they're deep, man. I think to win the title, you've got to have 11 guys that can ball.
They got great coaching.
You know,
Rozier's been playing relatively well. He's somebody on my fantasy. He's been struggling a little bit, but if you're Boston, if you can swing it without losing something, yeah, I would be looking at a Boogie too. That's really, they put him and then really let Al play his true position of power forward.
I think Al might be on his way out too, though. I mean, out of Boston. I think he's a free agent after this year.
No, I think Al still got like 2 more years.
Does he? Okay.
He signed a 4-year deal.
Gotcha.
2 years ago. Yep, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, good block. Jalen has been getting busy.
Yeah, he has. Oh,
way to finish. That was a good play. Yeah, so the NBA, now that that's really the only thing really to focus on once these playoffs. We'll talk about that in a second. Once these playoffs get over, it's going to really be about the NBA pretty soon, so I can really lock in. And right now, like you said, it doesn't really matter. Once you get towards All-Star,
December.
Once you get towards end of January, February, that's when you can really start locking in and teams start to weed themselves out.
From that spring basketball.
Yep, exactly.
The season gets really interesting.
So, yep. Yeah, but it's going to be, it's always good to be able to watch some basketball on Christmas Day. Something's on, and then I see we got football on the other side. I'm going to flip this channel, and we're going to watch these Steelers and Texans. And before I go into that, I've got a very sombering, very sad day in the Lion folklore or lack thereof. Another just pathetic chapter in the book. Losing to Cincinnati, a 5-9 team. Playoff implications on the line. We got to win out to possibly get in because all these other teams that beat us have the tiebreaker on us. Set up for success. Aaron Rodgers is out. You have the highest paid quarterback. Not that means anything, but it's a lot riding on this season. We don't really have a lot of obstacles in our way. We just got to be able to get the job done. And yet again, in typical sorry Lions fashion, we fuck around and fucking do another dud. And we lose a pathetic game to Cincinnati. And it's just, I didn't even really watch it because Christmas was going on and all that with my family stuff. But I'm so like thinking like, we're not going to get in. I already kind of know it. The writing's on the wall. We've been here before.
But it was somewhat on our end. Like we could have won 2 and
it's always on our end.
Atlanta been in.
Right.
And we went to Cincinnati and didn't show up.
It's always on our end.
Bengals.
Always on our end.
Yeah.
And it's just tired of it. And I saw a lot of the fans are livid, and rightly so. And I that's where I'm at now. I'm done, man. I can't. I just. It's just inexcusable, man. I can't take any more of this shit, man. We've been Lions fans for over 2 decades. Damn, they're going on 30 years. 25, 26 for me.
Whole life.
Since you said you've been remembering the Lions before Barry, and I was right in on early on when Barry was there.
87.
I'm like 90 with the Lions and all this other stuff, and and appreciate all those guys, but I can't handle this stuff anymore. And I saw a thing on Twitter where all the Lions fans, good coverage, all the Lions fans are like, I'm done. The pathetic playoffs riding. We can't even beat the sorry-ass Bengals, who's about as dysfunctional as it gets. And we can go there and just lay another egg. And you don't have to run into Aaron Rodgers. You already don't get the division. Can't even get in. You're supposed to have the division. You can't even get in on wild card, man. Just no type of like.
And we got the help we needed.
And we got the help we needed.
It came down to us in week 17.
And we would have get another. It seems like time and time again with us, it just gets laid out. And any other team takes advantage of it and runs with it. But we get time and time again. We get opportunities. Well, we got this. Well, that didn't work. Well, at least we still got the wild card as long as we do this. Oh, man, he got us. He rocked himself trying to get Le'Veon. Le'Veon fighting. Don't hurt yourself. But we were watching the Steeler versus Texans right now. But yeah, it's just disheartening, man. It just wears me out because it's just every year it's always something. We'll probably go. What are we? 8-7.
Yep.
Probably go 8-7. we should be able to beat Green Bay again. They don't have Aaron. They're shutting him down, but stranger things have happened.
So might get to 9-7 next
week. Might get to 9-7.
Another disappointing.
With another, we can't. And I said that with these other pods, we can't go 9-7. We got to be able to go 11-5 and really make some noise. So even if we would have beat the Bengals and we had the lead, we clearly showed we weren't ready anyway. It looked like we probably would have lost in a wild card running into the Saints and Carolina.
Half. Even if we do make it, we don't look like we're going to win a game, so it doesn't matter.
And at that point, we're not good at drafting. We're not draft savvy by any stretch. So
it's a sad tale, man. The Detroit fucking Lions.
We need as much available talent as possible.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I mean,
on the opposite end of the spectrum, we've got the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, we got the Steelers, and I'm gonna get to that. But so with that being said, man, I gotta just show some of this shit, man. I can't. This hat is dope. I gotta be done with this shit, man. I can't even. I'm gonna keep it, but I can't even fuck with it. Remember this one right here, the patch, the WC. This is probably the reason why we ain't winning now. I have this old patch on here. I mean, God bless them, but can't do that either. Bought this sorry ass towel I done showed a couple weeks. I'm done with y'all, man. I can't be fucking with y'all. Got y'all shit upside down because I don't even care, man. I'm done with y'all, man. It's fucked up because this is my man. Had the fucking authentic. I've been supporting the team for years. Authentic jersey, a GQ, man. Just wasting him, wasting Darius Slay, man. I can't. I'm done with y'all. Until y'all get y'all stuff together and y'all get a running game and y'all really draft some legit players and get a coach with enthusiasm, Caldwell's got to go, man. And I like Bob Cooter and I like Terrell Austin, but we need somebody who's going to come in there and hold some guys accountable, man.
I think so, too. I think we've gotten pretty much what we've gotten as far as we're going to get. Playoff-wise with Caldwell.
It's just this. Like, you didn't challenge
we
plays.
We did that with Jim Schwartz before. We got what we were, we got as far as we was going to get with Schwartz.
But if you look at him, it was like we were passionate, but we couldn't control we were erratic with
we weren't pushing farther, though.
No.
Like, it's almost like we need a coach now that can take us to the NFC title game. Push for a Super Bowl berth.
Well,
because I don't think Caldwell's doing that.
No.
I don't think prior to that, Jim Schwartz had taken us as far as we were going to go with him,
Right.
But
But at least I liked with Jim, though. It was like, man, he would get upset about calls, and he had some fire.
They're totally different personality.
Right.
Two different leadership styles. But yeah, Schwartz was definitely. It made you feel some type of way.
Made you feel like he cared
for that team.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seemed like guys would fight, but man, it's just like, yo, even for the fans, yo, like, all right, let's go out here, let's win these last couple games, and let's try to get in the playoffs, man, because the NFC North is still relatively wide open. I don't think anybody is substantially better than anybody right now.
Minnesota's going to win it this year, but they're not head and shoulders above them.
No, I mean, like you said, you got to be
roster-wise.
Carolina's probably one of the only teams. Carolina and New Orleans are going to be really the viable threats, I think, to go to the Super Bowl.
Philly, if Carson was healthy.
Carson was healthy, yeah, Philly, and even then, you still got to. He has no experience. Not to say that he couldn't have got it done because he seems like an exceptional quarterback.
They got parts around him, though.
They got parts around him, and he's got the mind for it.
Yep.
But it's just like, fuck, man. We're just, time and time again, man, we set up, and we just let everybody down, man. Y'all just couldn't even fight for the fans. I'm done, man. I can't even fuck with it no more. It just breaks my heart, man. But it's like, I've gave y'all like 25. I can't even care. I'm not watching the game next week. It doesn't even matter. I don't even care like who they draft because I feel like they're gonna mess that up. It's been so many guys. We needed a run game. There's Kamara out there. There was who else was available? Kareem Hunt was out there.
Ajayi
in the trade. We needed help in certain spots, but no, y'all go pick up Dwight Freeney and nothing against Dwight, but we should have been trying to get Dwight 4 or 5 years ago when he still was moving around.
That wasn't the biggest area of need for us. We need a defensive tackle.
Yes.
It's more than
Nada. We sorely miss Nada.
Help up the middle, and we need a running back. And we didn't even try to.
And didn't even try to even kind of address it. So who do we keep? And I'm just gonna do this to just humor myself as one more combo. Who do they keep, and where do they go from this point? Just for the sake of.
Obviously have to address the run game.
Yeah.
I think you might have to draft 2 guys. You might have to draft a guy and sign a guy. Like, we have to solve that issue.
Yeah.
Or we're not going to win because nobody respects the run. So then the pass is doubled down on.
Right.
And we can't pass like we used to with Calvin or without. I'm saying those years.
Right.
we can't have that type of passing game because we have no run game that anyone has to even pay attention to. So you have to solve that issue. I think you got to get another D tackle. Like you said, we got Haloti coming back, but you have to get another D tackle
If they bring
to
Haloti
stuff
back.
the run. If they bring Haloti
Yeah,
back,
because
then
he's
you
old
might
too.
get two.
Yep.
But you have to stop the run too.
Yep.
Couldn't do that against Cincy yesterday. Bernard had a humongous day on us.
Crazy.
And yeah.
Yeah, Mixon was another one I wanted, but we injured him, I guess.
So, but I think we have to address that. And
they let Tion, and Tion, it looked like he got busy a little bit, and then they stopped giving him the ball. He ran.
TG was solid. He scored. He had a couple nice runs. He had a third down conversion.
He should have been running all year. I remember in the preseason he broke that one for 70 yards. I'm like, that should have been on the radar right there.
Yeah, TG.
Let him get some. You got to give him some. He's a guy. He's got to have the ball in his hands. He's got to get maybe 25, 30 touches a game. So
especially with the lack of production from Abdullah.
Yep.
And Riddick.
When we could have had David Johnson and Tevin Coleman, Jordan Howard, those were all in the same draft.
Johnson.
Just David would have been crazy, man. That would have been enormous. But yeah, and now with us going probably 8-8, 9-7, now we don't even really get a better draft pick to get a guy like Barkley. And I think if Barkley was there, we would fuck that up and not draft him anyway. I think he's too obvious, but I feel like some way the Lions would get caught up on some like defensive end or some hybrid linebacker on some crazy stuff, and then or another wide receiver, and then we just miss out on Barkley. But that's why, like I said, I can't even do it with y'all because y'all going to fuck all this shit up. So it doesn't even matter anymore. And with that being said, now I have to form my new allegiance. And from here on out, because this has always been a pillar of excellence in my opinion. You can buy this off my eBay page. It's some heat right here. It's on my page. I'm not even going to really touch it because it's a white hat. But yeah, we're going to start fucking with this now. I've always admired y'all from afar. Y'all pick all of our players. Yeah, definitely fuck with the Big Ten.
Michigan.
Yeah, the Rooney Rule. You got Tomlin. You win championships. You got a phenomenal fan base. Y'all got a dope uniform. Y'all getting the job done. And another reason why I fuck with y'all on a side note, because I haven't kept y'all up, man. I was in last time I was on here, Kev, I was in 7 leagues. Matter of fact, I'm in Lil D, who called me a bum. That's his dad right here. So I just ran into D in the playoffs, and he wiped me off the map. So I lost my chance to win my little $80. That's his league. So it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, D might be getting the job done. I told him to go out there. He said, man, that was a good game. Because I wasn't supposed to be in there. I was 5-8.
He's going to win it.
Is he going to win it?
Yep.
So salute to D. My man,
D.
He went out. He set up the league. And he's been in the finals with the last, 3 years?
2 in a row.
2 in a row?
Yeah.
That's dope.
He gets the job done, man.
D got it done. Let me check his stuff out, man.
He's going to pull it off this year.
He's going to pull it out, huh?
Maybe 10 points.
Yep, he's up. He got Le'Veon going. Le'Veon only got him 47. D-Hop ain't doing nothing right now. But he got just enough. All he's got to worry about is Zach Ertz. Mm-hmm. I think he should have it right. It's not over, but I like his chances because Le'Veon's just still got a lot to go.
That's what I said to him last night. I was like, it's not over, but if you would rather have your team or be down, he was up by 9 yesterday.
Way to play Jared Goff, D. Picked up
Jared
Goff. Jared Goff gave him 301 and 4 TDs. He played Deion Lewis. That was a great pickup. 129 yards, 2 total touchdowns. And especially with the Patriots, it's all about just picking the right one on the right day. You know how hard that is. All right, I'm going to take Burkhead today. And it could be Gillislee at any time. But everybody, for the most part, this has been a crazy year because a lot of guys have been dropping eggs, man, all over the place. Like, guys will get you 10 points. Like, Kelsey got a touchdown, but he only got 10 points. D-Hop, like I said, isn't doing much. I mean, Jordan Howard got 16. Drew's been struggling. Drew only got 11.
Yeah, this week. He's had a great year, though.
And speaking of that, like I said, with losing D's league, I had to set up my lineup because I'm in one playoff league and I'm in the championship. So this is for all the marbles right here. I had the choice between playing Drew Brees and Roethlisberger. I said, nah, I'm not playing Drew. I'm going to go with Ben. And Ben is out there getting the job done. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to win the championship. I'm going to win probably like $300. So your boy went 10-4, and I'm about to win this championship. Hopefully. I don't think he's got a chance, but it's looking like I'm in good position. I don't want to drop no bad omen. But I think I'm all right. I think I got enough to wrap this up. He got one more guy, and Lord willing, I get this championship. So that's why I gotta fuck with these Steelers.
Gotta get on some new level.
Get on some new level shit. I mean, I get right with y'all, and y'all getting the job done. Y'all making me some money, man. So shout out to the Steelers. Like I said, man, I've definitely respected the team. They looking like they gonna have a legit chance to make it.
I think so.
They might be able to beat the Patriots. Looking like they got robbed on that one. Was that a catch? What do you think?
To me, it actually was. They got too many rules, obviously, but they said he lost control. I think the ball moved, but I think he controlled it though still.
Right.
Because he had one hand on it and he had like the side of his other hand on it.
Right.
The ball moved. You might have bobbled it, but he still had control. So to me, it was a catch. The rules are way too complex.
They have no idea
it's
what
ridiculous.
a catch is.
Like I think they don't know what a catch is because they have to go by 9 pages in the rule book.
Yeah.
The refs.
So
The refs know what a catch is, but they don't know what the 9 pages in the fucking books. Like, why is there 8 pages about what a catch is?
Right.
Like, did he catch the ball?
Right.
And possess it for,
You almost got to just be like, all right, he had the ball, and give it like a 3-second rule or
like
something.
1 second.
1 second.
If you catch something,
hold it.
If I throw you something and you catch it for 1 second, you caught it.
True.
You might have dropped it after that, but you
caught it. You sustained it. You stopped it for a moment.
And like
right.
you don't have to
It shouldn't be as complex.
You don't have to make a football move. You don't have to complete the catch to the ground.
Right.
I don't see why all these things need to come and play. If you're 5 years old, if somebody caught something.
Right.
Just call it a catch or not.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But they're going by the rule book.
They're looking silly because they're just messy all over the place. I don't know if that's Goodell, if we can just blame him, but I see he's got an extension, so he's not going anywhere for a while. But this looks like this will be his last run. But yeah, they're just kind of silly with some of the stuff they got going on right now because it's costing games because if technically Pittsburgh wins that game to some degree, you'd have to. Because that wasn't.
They would have been the number 1 seed.
They would have been the number 1 seed.
They would have been ahead of New England.
So it's fair to say they would have won that game, is what I'm saying. Right.
Yep. And it probably might come down to them in the AFC. So, and it's going to be in Foxborough instead of Three Rivers.
That's huge. That's huge, man.
Heinz Field.
Right. That's like I said, pivotal things that are involved with this whole scenario. So who do you got? Give me a Super Bowl pick.
Right now, Week 16.
As far as like you see the teams that are probably in it. Got Kansas City, we got Pittsburgh, we got New England, Jacksonville's in it. They got a spot, and we still need 2 more wild cards, huh? Is that what it's looking like? It's gonna come down to the wire with like 1 or 2 more games, I think.
Baltimore and Tennessee might get in, or Baltimore and Buffalo.
Okay, Buffalo. I mean not Buffalo. Baltimore's always a threat.
Yep.
Quarterback's been struggling because he's been hurt, but with that defense. But I think ultimately it's going to come down to Pittsburgh and New England. I think it all really depends on what happens with Antonio. With his calf injury, not being able to have him, I think definitely lessens Pittsburgh's chance. But they still got a lot of firepower. Still got a great running game, but yeah, I think it's gonna.
I think you got to have AB to get past New England, though.
Right. See what I mean?
But yeah, they can. They might make the AFC title game without him.
Yeah. So I mean, that contingent on what happens with that injury, I think will really determine a lot. NFC, man, is interesting. Like we were saying before, I think it's gonna probably be Carolina. Going all the way. But a Drew Brees, Tom Brady Super Bowl would be pretty cool, man. Because I don't think we've never had that action.
Carolina, man. Atlanta, the whole South, man.
Yep.
NFC South is probably the best division of football this year. You got Tampa coming in last place, and they weren't terrible.
No, they beat a couple teams.
They
gave us some problems.
They beat us.
Exactly. What do you think about the Rams?
The Rams came out of nowhere. I mean, they had their same roster pretty much, but Sean McVay came out of nowhere.
Set that city on fire.
31 years old. I'm like, damn, your head coach.
He's our age. Like he's younger than us,
and he's doing his
thing.
Like,
look,
they probably might go 12-4. So yeah, he definitely came in there and turned the whole shit around because Goff,
Gurley, shout out to Gurley.
So TG's my MVP pick. Todd Gurley got
Gurley.
If you look up guys' numbers, I got Gurley.
I know him.
Me personally, he's not going to. It's going to be Brady. It's going to be Russell Wilson or Breeze, but
maybe even
my
Bell.
MVP, Todd Gurley.
Gurley is ball.
He got busy. He's got like 2,100 yards and 21 touchdowns.
He's been running insane for no reason these last couple weeks because they got it locked up.
For all
it's
that
like,
reason, if you got him on the fantasy squad.
Yeah, absolutely.
For
all that reason. But you know what I mean? It's just like, damn, like he's been going nuts. He got me 4 touchdowns against Seattle on the road.
More this week.
Man, he was pivotal. He got me 39. So the reason I'm up with 114 to 90 right now. So Lord willing, Le'Veon's only got him 7. But Todd Gurley got me 39 this week. I think he got me like 45 last week. So shout out to Todd, man. You don't need the money, so shit, man. I'll throw you something, but he probably ain't hurting. But I appreciate you. He's straight. But yep. I did all right, man. New England got me 16. Yeah, it's gonna be. Well, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see who gets there, especially out the NFC East. I mean, out the NFC. Gronk is crazy, man. Corny. Yeah, but man, Jacksonville laid an egg.
Man, you got Philly, Minnesota, LA.
It's all gonna be on defense.
Saints, Panthers.
All of them have good defenses too. You notice that?
Seahawks coming in last place. Like, yo, every one of them defenses is legit.
Speaking of that, did you see what happened with Earl?
Yeah, Earl wants to go to Dallas, but he's from Texas. I don't know that he wants to go there now.
He played for the Longhorns, but after his contract. But you see in turmoil though. You've seen the shit with him and Bobby Wagner all on the Twitter.
I'll tell you what, Dallas, if you can get Earl though.
Yeah. But that looks more messy of a situation to be than staying in Seattle. But I don't knock him for wanting to go home though. But that was crazy that he went back there. But you know, people are gonna run with that. But they won the game, so it's not like they lost it and he going over there like, yo, come pick me up. They beat him. He's still one of the best safeties in the game. Absolutely. And you've seen all the stuff with him wanting to retire in a couple of years and all this other stuff. So maybe he wants, while he's still in his prime, he'd be a great pickup. Shit, man.
Yeah, Earl's one of the best safeties in the game.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Still point blank after the broken leg.
Yep.
Earl's still top 5.
It's crazy because now you start. It looks like it's this dismantlement of the Legion of Boom. You know, I've always thought that kind of stuff was interesting when you see these dynasties, and it's like, man, that thing was such a man. They made a run for so long. Like, what were the moments where stuff started to fall apart? And you see that kind of stuff where guys get injured or guys start having internal issues, and then stuff like that happens, man. But yeah, the Legion of Boom, man. It sounds like it's about to be over here pretty soon. But they had a hell of a run, man.
Yeah.
Sherman having the Achilles doesn't help. Cam with the neck. Everybody's out right now. So, but they're still in the conversation. They're still in the playoff mix. So Seattle's definitely something to be a force to be reckoned with, especially with Russell and Baldwin. They get that running game. The running game's about done. I mean, Thomas Ross hasn't really done much, but
it's been a struggle up there.
It's been a struggle up there all year.
Ross,
Eddie Lacy. I'm surprised about that one. That didn't pan out. A couple of the other guys they had got hurt. So. Yeah, it's gonna be a trip, man. But yeah, so like I said, man, I've got to now lock in my fandom with these Steelers, cause I can't handle it. I can't. My mind and my soul can't be toyed with anymore. Your
lines are tough on you.
Your lines will wear you out. Emotional roller coaster. Motherfuckers are like sports heroin. I'm done. And the next thing you know, I'm back shooting up again. Like, here we go. How many times have I said I'm done? As long as I've known this cat, I've been like, I'm done.
It's been that way so many times, man.
Done. I'll be right back. Like, oh, maybe this is time. Done. They ain't gonna break my heart again. Yeah.
Score Boston and Washington.
Yeah, that's so good one. I forgot about that. Yeah, let's flip that to that one.
But yeah, I think Pittsburgh can definitely beat New England. And in the NFC, you got 5 teams that can win the conference.
Yeah.
You know? So it's going to be some interesting playoff. We'll have to come back and shoot another one.
What do you think about Shazier? You think, does he come back? And if you do, are you not a fucking fool? Like, that'd be enough for me. I'm like, oh, that's it. I can't.
I'm not gonna jeopardize my ability to walk or with the CTE shit, man. My brain, I'm gonna get my money for my rookie deal or my 4 years. I hate to say it like that because them rookie deals don't be that much.
But it's still some money though.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get my money for 5 years, and then I'm gonna get out because everybody that's 10 years and in. You've seen Larry Johnson recently. And I was saying Larry's like our age, and he's like, yo, I know I have CTE from the Chiefs.
Look at Antoine Randall L. He can't walk up and down the stairs, they said. He's our age.
And these guys ain't old. That's what I'm saying.
We're not old at all.
If you're 75 and you can't hit the stairs,
like,
all right, maybe me too when I'm 75.
Right.
But when you're 35,
but dang, like, damn.
You're like, I got CTE and my mind's going and I can't hit the whatever.
And Larry took some punishment, man.
Larry definitely was a bully up the middle.
Didn't he have like the most carries for a couple of seasons?
He did. It with the Chiefs, man. They were handing him the ball every time.
He was getting rocked, man. And he was dealing out punishment. He was dealing out punishment.
To Larry. Larry was a monster.
Larry was a monster at Penn State.
But if you got CTE when you're 35, is it worth it? That's what I'm saying. Like, let me get my first 3 years, and I'm gonna take my money and flip it elsewhere because I don't want to have that CTE shit when I'm 35.
You can't knock him. It always sounds good at the time.
I can't knock you for making. If you can make $1 million a year, then you might have to do whatever you got to do. But don't sacrifice your brain, yo.
That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Like. And even think about some of the other injuries that guys have. You lacerate your kidneys, you done broke your bone a certain way. Now you ain't walking the same. You done had to, Yeah, it's heartbreaking, and it's funny that you say that because now a lot of times I notice like I like football, but now that I know and they're starting to report,
you view it differently.
I view it differently. It's hard for me to kind of watch it sometimes with some of the injuries that happen to guys, man. Like Ryan Shazier when he hit his head and he grabs his back, it's like. Oh man, he probably broke his back, dude. Like
somebody a couple weeks ago, man, was out there shaking and twitching on the ground. I'm like, yo, one day somebody's going to. I don't even want to say.
Who was that? It was a professional team.
Yeah, that was the Texans QB, Tom Savage.
Tom Savage was twitching out there?
Oh. Whoever's playing, because my man Deshaun is out.
Or maybe TJ Yates or
Shout
whatever.
Shout out to maybe TJ Yates.
Yeah, Bob, for real?
But yeah, he was out there finna almost, I'm like, damn, yo, if you can't move your shit properly, your arms or your legs, you can't stand up. Some shit happened to your brain, yo, when you need
neurologically, you got rocked, man. You don't know what got pinched or what.
I'm not personally gonna fucking risk that.
I mean,
for the money. If you
have some money, there's really no reason.
I'm gonna get my rookie deal. Shout out to rookie deals. I can't lie.
Right.
I'm gonna get my money and do something with it.
Right.
But I don't need to be there for 9 years getting fucking neurological
considering
damage.
Most of us have to work 30 years to hopefully save $1 million, and you getting them couple million early on, you're already ahead of the game. You should be able to try to figure out a way to put that. Well, I seen what Joe Mixon had already spent. Almost $300,000 on jewelry before the draft. I said no, youngin.
Get you a watch, man, and fall back.
That's all you got to do. Get you a Rollie that you'll never get rid of, because nobody ever asks how old is that Rollie. It's a Rollie.
It's shining still.
So get you a Rollie and then be cool, man. But he, before the draft, you already in the red, and he's already potentially made some poor choices in the past. So he's trying to recoup from that, because he would have been they said he was a top 5 guy. So. You just got to be careful, man. It is crazy, but like you said, I've just looked at the game so differently now.
I do, man.
I mean, I look at the pile. I'm not, a lot of times, I'm not even watching really the action of where the ball is. I'm like, ooh, man, look at that guy who got rolled up. And then I'll see him laying there. I'm like, I knew he got hurt because it looks suspect.
You can see guys getting popped, man.
You get guys all over the field.
And a lot of it is head injuries, yo. And I don't know. What's crazy is, like, how do you prevent it, though, right? Like, because we all love football, we all watch football, we all play fantasy football, we bet on football, we
love football.
Ride with football, we love football.
Right.
How do you, if you're the NFL, so that people stay riding with it, how do you prevent some of this shit? How do you limit it?
Because it looks inevitable.
Or do you just keep, like, trying to not show it on TV?
Yeah.
Because, like, there's certain amount of concussions per game. You got knee injuries every week. You got all this stuff. They're not really hip to it as far as showing it. Obviously, they don't want to like super broadcast it.
No.
But at some point you got to deal with it.
It's there.
You have to try and eliminate it. I think.
You have to. I mean, yeah, for the sake of your product, but I mean, I don't know. My man made an interesting point a long time ago. He was like, "You got to really look at the equipment, man." He was like, he's a rugby guy. He's like. When you go skin to skin like that, as far as you want to take somebody out of the legs, you're going to think twice about going head first against somebody's knee. The knee's going to win. But in these situations, you're dealing with these heavy helmets, these shoulder pads. Every time guys are getting hit, they're getting cracked.
I've said that. I ain't gonna take credit because I heard somebody else say it like on TV. But they said, yo, you want to get rid of a lot of the injuries, a lot of the concussions. I'm sound like I'm bugging, but take the helmets away.
Take the helmets away.
You don't have a helmet on, you're not flying at somebody's knee or somebody's shoulder or somebody's chest or somebody's head.
It's giving you the okay to be reckless about your shit. You're going to be like, I ain't going in head first. Right.
Take away the helmets, man, and it'll be a lot less concussions. I know it sounds like I'm bugging.
But it's not. If you look at
guys
rugby,
would adjust.
When do you see guys ever? How many guys with rugby right, exactly. I mean,
if you never seen a rugby game ever.
If you ever happen to turn it on a TV channel blindly and you catch a rugby game, I've never heard of their guys just being like, they've got CTE all over the place.
All through the rugby league.
You would think, I mean, just think about them helmets. I know when Jay Cutler always wore his on the back of his head. I know I put a helmet on one time. I'm like, damn, it broke my neck. I said, man, I don't know how they just wear it all and they shit like that, man. So those things are heavy, man. Like, so you going in head first, like you said, it gives you the okay to have reckless abandon. And that's where the injuries are coming in because guys don't care at that point. They're like, oh, man, I can't. Gerard Davis was like, I'm not slowing down for anybody. And he goes in with, he gets our players hurt whenever you watch him against the Lions. I'm like, damn. So, I mean, even with Shazier went in head first. I don't think he goes in head first if he doesn't have a helmet on.
If you don't have a helmet on, you might think twice.
It sounds crazy, but it's not. I don't think it's crazy at all.
You're the first motherfucker that said I wasn't crazy.
No, because I agree. I mean, you will really think twice.
Mentally, you'd have to make a different decision.
And then you would tackle. You would wrap a guy up. It wouldn't be just some of this whole,
not a hit.
Like Forsett said, he was like, man, it's like a walking car crash. When you see those piles of guys just falling all over each other, man, he's like, man, it's like a walking car crash up there. I mean, on the field. He said it's a car accident every single play. That's insane. But it makes sense. Guys are 6'5", 6'4", 200 some odd pounds, running a 4.7, 4.6, full on.
Hitting full on. So it's absolutely concussions on
every single play.
Every drive,
Right. Yep, I mean, it's just like they've got a problem on their hands. I mean, because like you said, that you're starting to see it now where guys, case in point, like if I'm J.J. Watt, I don't think I come back next year. I mean, really.
Levy, like we all, as Detroit fans, we're like, yo, you signed a deal and barely ever played. But as a human being, I'm like, yo, you got your money and wasn't trying to risk your brain, yo.
And honestly, when he played for us, he put his shit on the line. He was out there trying to get it done.
He's standing on airplane wings, so I didn't necessarily like that.
Yeah, good point.
But yo, if you're gonna put your shit at risk, let me get 5 games.
Yeah, true.
3 or
that
2.
Is true. That is a valid point.
When he was out there, he was
the problem. He was definitely.
You signed a deal and you play 10% of the games, 20% of the games. You're not really.
But I think you made a great point. I think that the airplane
wing wasn't a good look. You didn't have to be on an airplane wing, my G. Like, you could have been in the plane, but you was on the wing.
We're like, if y'all ain't seen it, check it out. DeAndre Levy, like literally holding on to like a plane, like the arm of the plane wing, and flying somewhere like in Honduras or like Central America, like literally in his off season.
But he led the league in tackles
to get the money. So I mean, you couldn't knock the result at the time. I like DeAndre, man. DeAndre was one of my favorite players. I hate to see him go out like that. I feel like if he's on our defense right now, we're one of the better teams. He was a monster. He definitely wouldn't hurt what we had going on. That was a good pick. He got laid. That was a clean pick. That was Larkin. He's had a tough time fitting in anywhere. I'm kind of surprised because he was a pretty solid player in college.
Trey Burke, too.
Trey Burke's another one.
They were the same to me. They were short point guards, like scorers in college, but not real NBA.
I get so tired of that short narrative, man, because some of the best players were short.
But if you're short, you have to be, like, exceptional at something.
True. That is true.
If you're Isaiah.
He was a shooter. He played defense. Isaiah was exceptional at a lot of shit, so he's different. He's a rare breed.
If you're Iverson.
Yep.
If you're
Chris Paul.
Isaiah
Thomas, number 2.
Both Isaiahs, right.
Right. Muggsy Bogues.
You have to be really good. You have to be exceptional.
Nate Robinson was nice.
Nate Robinson was super athletic.
Yeah.
They could defend for 5'7". He was after you. So.
Yep.
But yeah, Trey Burke and Shane Larkin are two guys that are still. I mean, they're around.
I mean, sometimes it is the system.
Last I seen, Trey was on Washington.
Right.
So they might be in the same game, but your shot. Oh, you gotta hit that.
Yeah. So while we on this, I had showed this in another one, man. But I had a chance to really catch up with you. What you thought? I've been trying to get. These are about the hottest thing in the street right now, man. Want to get your opinion on these because you're a Jordan advocate as well, aficionado. For the viewers, what's your favorite pair? Give me some of your favorites of all time.
Oh man, you already know. Top 3,
5, or whatever you got.
The 4s. I'm not even gonna get into colorways, but just as far as models, the 4s. I'm gonna take the 12s.
Yep. Love the 12s.
And I'm gonna say the 5s. I'm gonna take it back old.
5s was dope too. I definitely like the 5s.
So mean, man. Yep. But these some 11s, some patents.
Can't go wrong with them.
Mean too.
Speaking of the patents, well, these are the newest ones, and I know you didn't see them. I know you hadn't seen these.
Mean too.
Boy, these might be the ones right here. Like I was telling on my last little vlog, I'm like, I just started to get some 11s because I can never get the stuff back when it was real crazy. But I got my 72 and 10s, and I just picked up the white. You see the white and navy blue with the North Carolinas, right?
Yeah.
I had those. I sold them on eBay, so them is gone. What would you think about these though? Boy, them motherfuckers is tough.
They're all red. I seen
red
them.
11s.
Yeah.
Those are those are probably some of the sweetest ones they've ever came out with, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the 72s with the black all around flipped with the red.
These are These are called the Win Like 96, man. That was a crazy year.
You flip that red and that black though, right here.
What you mean?
Super mean.
What you mean?
As far as the 72s, you make all this black, you make the Jumpman red, leave that bitch white and
oh yeah,
on the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I think they did that in the 72s.
That's what the 72s are.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Those were
black
dope
and red
too.
is super mean.
I'm surprised they never came out with one where it was all black, even this part. I would make this black and just go to a clear sole. Matter of fact, have you seen? They got a picture of they're called the Blackout Jordans. I guess they're getting ready to drop. They were a sample apparently, but they're getting ready to bring those out here next year, and they're all blacked out all the way, and they got a clear sole. But I don't know how. They always be saying stuff, but from what I hear, they're supposed to drop. So I'll see. So I see Marcus Morris got these. You seen those? Those are kind of crazy. I don't know how he get those. Must be a custom joint. He got the shamrocks on them. I don't really like these either. What do you think of the shoe lane right now? Who you liking right now as far as this new age? You feeling anybody's stuff or?
I mean, obviously, the Jordans mean.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the J's. But even like in the new wave, like
LeBron got some tough ones.
Yeah.
LeBron got a couple of tough ones, but he's 11, 12 in, 13 in.
What do you think
15,
of like?
He's probably 15 and his year's 15.
What do you think of like the PGs or the Kyries or Currys or?
I seen some KDs. I think I like. I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm 35, yo, and some of this shit these cats be wearing that's like 15. I'm not sure what the fuck is on your feet, yo.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing either. Yeah, I hate to be like maybe it's because we older, but some of that stuff.
Maybe I'm old to see that, but your shit is too colorful.
Yeah, I see.
Your shit is too something.
You see what Clay had on earlier with the pink and the.
Your shit
the
is
neon,
half pink and half neon green.
Yeah,
I don't know. You might want to
I don't know.
It out, Clay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some of the bronze is tough though. Some of the KDs is tough. Some of this other shit is nice.
I just feel like if you stay with some of the iconic colorways, like your black, white, and reds, or whatever shoe, or if you want to keep it nostalgia, maybe you do a colorway for the college. Or I like theme shoes when you can get a little funky, but for the most part, yeah. You gotta kind of stay in a certain realm, and it seems like now, man. It seems like all the guys are just kind of all over the place with this stuff, man. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's the wave, though. The youngins are super colorful. I mean, I guess do y'all. I mean, people probably thought what we were doing when we were young was crazy, but I don't think it was because the stuff ain't went nowhere. Because we talking about Jordan 11s. These came out when we was young, and they still the hottest thing out. So obviously we must know something. So with that being said, then yeah, they probably are wearing too much nonsense. They need to go ahead and scale it on back. So yeah, I had got these, and then these just came in the mail. So I can't even wear these. You bring them out in the wintertime, can't even wear the damn shoe. I'm not going to put them out in the snow. But I just copped these too. These was a little funky. It's funny, I never had these, but these was back out. What'd you think of these when these dropped, yo?
13.
The 13s, but they the neon, the little alternate joints, man. I don't know.
I'm waiting for the playoffs to just come out.
That's what you want, huh?
Them original.
Those were sweet too.
MJ colorways, man.
I like these though. But these, I don't know, it's just weird because it's like we got snow on the ground, it's dirty, it's sludgy.
It's tough in the winter.
It's tough to have, it's weird when you're in Michigan. It's weird to have like neon on in December. But all right, I get it. If it's green, I guess. Maybe I can kind of correlate it. I don't know. But apparently, like from what my man said, he said he had to go down to the city and go get these because these didn't release here in where we at. And this is the first time these have came back out in like 10 years. So, I don't know, man. I like them. They're a clean shoe. I mean, it's bright with the neon, but it's so subtle you can't see it.
Subtle on the bottom.
You can get away with it. It's a shoe you can rock with, and it's all black, so it's not too much. I mean, it's a little bit of white. You can't really get the shoe too dirty. So, yeah, these is all right. But, yeah, so these just came out over the weekend. I see them all over at the retailers. It don't look like they flew off the shelf, which is kind of surprising, man, because it's like, it seems like the ones that don't come out for a certain amount of time, they generate some type of buzz, and then they fly off the shelf. And I thought with a shoe that they came out, they sold out initially, and then they come out again 10 years later, and they don't sell out. The Jordan lane has just been kind of weird. Like, if you look at some of the shoes, like you got the playoff, the retro 9s.
Right.
Jordan never wore those because he was playing baseball. But I remember that shoe flying off the shelf when we were kids. And they came out, man. They were out for months before they got bought out.
That was them original releases, too.
True. The nostalgia is different. The energy is different.
The retro energy is almost more.
In some aspects.
The OG energy was better. You know what I'm saying? But
that's my point. Because
the retro energy is thorough, though.
Right. But see, that's
what you have to come with the right colorways for us to buy the shit.
But what's so crazy was the OG colorway of the ones you have, or the white and
the nines.
Black. The 9s.
Oh, you just saying the 9s, the original release, and like now?
Yeah, and they didn't. I thought because those were such a heavy shoe, they would have flew off the shelf.
Right.
They didn't though. So I'm saying this Jordan release thing is weird because like stuff will come out and it's like, oh man, that should sell out. They made a cement 4. And then some of those cement 4s don't fly off for a while, or some of the 5s, or the motorsport 4s, or hell, even the bread 13s, the black and red. You can still buy those now. And I remember guys were getting killed for those shoes.
They saturated the market,
which was kind of smart because you kind of,
flooded it.
Right, but certain shoes though, they flood and don't sell, which is weird. Even though they were from that, like the 9, I think was crazy because it was like, man, the 9s dropped. I knew a lot of kids that had them. I didn't have the 9s, and yours are dope. And then my chance to get them this time,
like 2003, y'all.
Some heat, some real
not in 1990.
Yeah, some right, but still, those were good. That was still those flew off the shelf. And to just see now, it's not really like that. Depending on what the shoe, it's just weird. It's hard to really gauge the level, man, as far as what people like. Because like the Yeezy stuff, I don't know. I don't get it. It's been out for a while, and I see he's gotten kind of funky with his new stuff, and I don't like those at all. They look real orthopedic. But, you know, you see some of these players that like the Supreme stuff. Have you seen the J's that got all like the little tags on them and stuff? Mm-hmm. They got all the writing on them.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a hot shoe. I don't know. This is why he just put a lot of just random scribble on it. And they created like a hysteria, and people like them. Those shoes are going for like a couple grand, I guess. But I don't see it though.
You put Supreme on that bitch now.
And then now, yeah.
You can add a 1 to the left of the price column.
Yep, that's true.
500, you making them 15, like damn near.
What do you think about Supreme? You like the Supreme stuff?
200, you making them 12.
Yeah.
Some of the Supreme shit is dope.
Yeah.
But I don't need to pay 1,200 for some J's either.
No.
About 1,200.
They be giving out crazy stuff. They give out like a mega
400
horn.
if they mean.
You get a Supreme baseball bat. It'd be like $1,500. It'd be like what?
Like, yo, is it a mini baseball bat?
Right.
How much?
I seen like they had like a mega horn on there and it has Supreme on it. It was like $800. I'm like, what are you gonna be doing with any of that? Oh, don't get hurt, John. It's a good game right now. I think this is gonna be a playoff matchup too, Boston and Washington.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, they had a good run last year. Remember that? They went down to the wire, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I seen some of the Kyries he's had. The threes were all right, and he had a lot of different leprechaun stuff and themes. And he just dropped the 4, like the confetti ones. You seen those? Well, one is like magenta, and the other one is like, I don't know, black and white. I don't know what color they are. But he's got 2 different like crazy, like what the LeBron type colorway things going on. And that was like his first shoot. I don't know, man.
It's too colorful, yo.
It is.
Some of the shit is too, like, yo, why is your shit 7 shades of green and pink?
I don't know.
Like, shit.
Yeah, it's a trip, yo.
Shout out to the next generation, man. Yeah. Keep the shoe game pushing. Keep the rap game pushing. Whichever game, man. Keep it
alive.
Whichever direction you can, man. Let the shit expand. Yo.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. So yeah, man, on that, man, I just had to hop on here with my man and just kind of just get back in the loop, man, of what's been going on. So to round it out, I think I'm gonna win some money. So next time I'll be on here, I'll pull that money up. So yeah, I should be able to pull that out. Fantasy
finals,
fantasy champion, went 10-4. So shout out to Team Supreme getting the job done, man. But like I said, man, appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate my G for getting on the camera finally, making it happen, my dog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Y'all be smooth.
All right.